Hello, this is John Morellis with the Photographer's Toolkit, and today I'm going to talk to you about organizing and downloading your CF cards when you're shooting a wedding. A lot of times on photography forums, I'll read about photographers who have lost their clients' images, and usually it's not as a result of a card failure or a mechanical issue. It's because they failed to properly download the cards. And if you've ever been in this situation, and actually I have, you know that it's a gut-wrenching experience. It can cost you a lot of money, and it can cost you, or it can lead to a very unhappy client. So I'm going to walk you through my process and hopefully save you from any future misery. The very first thing that I do is, before I head out for the wedding, is I take all my CF cards and I lay them out on my work table here. And all my cards are numbered. Here I have 15 cards, and they're all numbered 1 through 15. And I'll place all the cards in their proper order, and then I can see right away, am I missing any cards? If I walk out the door with 15 cards, I want to know that I walked out the door with 15 cards. Or if I'm missing a card and only have 14, I want to know that before I go out to the wedding. So that way when I come back, I can count all my cards and see if any are missing. And I know if, say for example, card number 6 is missing, I know to look for that card. And that's happened where maybe I come back from a wedding, I lay out all my cards, and I see one of the cards is missing, and I check with my assistant, and sure enough, he's got it in his pocket. So counting all the cards in advance and numbering them, that saves a lot of work down the line. Also, so you can see I use a simple CF card holder. I put all the cards in order, but I don't worry about what order I shoot the cards, because the way I download everything after the fact really takes care of that issue. Alright, well, we're back from our wedding, and I'm here at my computer, and I've got all my CF cards in 2 nice little stacks here. I've counted all of my cards. I went out the door with 15 cards, and I've come back with 15 cards. So the next step is to download them into the computer. So what I've done is I've created on my desktop a folder here, and it's labeled wedding, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this folder onto my hard drive, into my folder where I have all my weddings, and I'm going to call this folder the Smith Jones Wedding, after the bride and groom. And when I open it up, you'll see that it's set up with 15 folders, and of course these 15 folders correspond to my 15 CF cards. And there's one little trick that I do, and this is crucial, is I go up here and click on Show View Options, and I click on Calculate All Sizes. And what this does is that as I drag the photos into each folder, it'll show me the size or the amount of data that I copied over. So I've gone over to my CF card, and I have the folder on the CF card, and I've put in card number 1, and I drag that over to folder number 1. I copy that over, and you can see now that there's 45 megabytes in there. And what I do is, when I pull the card out, got card number 1 here, I then move it off to the left side of my desk so that I don't confuse it with the other cards. And then I go and insert card number 2, and I do the exact same thing and drag it over to folder number 2. And I go through this process with all 15 of my cards. I don't try and keep track of which cards I shot to, which cards I need to download, and which I don't. I just download every single one of them. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to intentionally make a mistake. I'm going to accidentally drag card number 3 into the spot for card number 4. And I can see that there's 0K in card number 3, and I got 23 megabytes in the folder for card number 4. So then when I go to card number 4, which is here, and I say, hey, wait a second, I've screwed up. There's already data in folder number 4. Well, then I can fix that. I can put that in folder number 3, and then copy this card into folder number 4. Now you'll notice sometimes no data comes up, and that's because the card might be blank, and that's okay. But I can always check to see that, oh yeah, I did copy the contents of card number 4 into folder number 4 because I can see the folder there. And the same with card number 2. You can see, actually that just didn't come up, but you can see now which folders I've copied into and which are blank. The ones that have no data typically have 8 kilobytes, since that's the size of a folder. And so I go through this process all the way through all 15 cards, and that way I ensure that all of my cards end up on my desktop. If I've missed a card or I've copied a card into the wrong folder, I'm going to know about it. And I'll know about it at the time that I'm copying. I'm not going to find out about it. I'm not going to find out about it 2 weeks later when the bride and groom call and say, hey, where's our cake cutting photos? So this is my process for downloading CF cards to your computer. Hopefully it'll save you from losing any images and having upset clients. So for the Photographer's Toolkit, this is John Morellis signing off.